wanted to come on here and share with you guys this really cool idea that just has been on my mind like for too long. I just have been pushing off finally picking the camera up, sitting down and speaking to you guys. I definitely feel like this is something I wanted to share because I'm already so excited for the outcome. And it's like, it's not gonna be anytime soon. It's beyond like delayed gratification, to the sense of what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna get right to it. I think anyone with kids, I'm a single mother. I'm speaking to anybody, but I'm definitely speaking to parents right now, whatever. But so this is my idea. Get a journal for every child you have. I have two. I have my two journals, and what you're gonna do is write to them in first person perspective, as if you're speaking to them day to day, right? So you'll open your journal up for them and just find time throughout the day, throughout the week, carry it with you. And if you get an idea, or keep a sticky pad, like, oh my gosh, like this happened today, later I'm gonna go back and journal about it. I just feel like this would be a really good way to, like, it's like another form of communication and kind of getting out our emotions. Or maybe like throughout the day, you had a rush day and you weren't able to express to them everything you wanted to. Maybe it was an amazing day, you know? Maybe you want to write about the joy your child had when they lost their first tooth. Whatever it is, I just feel like it would be so cool if we were just writing down almost like, not necessarily a recipe, but you know how when we look back in life and we're like, mommy or whoever we were growing up with or just whatever, and we're asking them like, how was I like when I was 5? Or we hear stories and it's like, I was like that. Imagine like getting even closer, and we're just writing about them. And of course it's gonna exceed one book. That's not the point. As many journals as we need to make for them, and you know, like right here we can put like part 1 and we can have it all the way up, because like how much you write is just going to depend on your own personal experiences. But I just felt like this would be a good way like to just almost pass this on to our kids when they're older, and they can kind of get a feel of what they were doing when they were younger, because a lot of times we don't remember. But they can also see too, like, oh wow, you know, from an adult perspective, because a lot of times when we're younger, we don't always understand what our parents were going through, because it wasn't necessarily our place to experience or understand all their emotions, right? They took care of us, and everybody has their own background story. But to look back and be like, wow, I feel like that will even allow them to heal, right? Because I believe at some point we all do have to heal. And for the most part, a lot of us are going back to our inner child. We're trying to go down memory lane of like, okay, at what age did this start to? Now, this isn't going to be the answer to everything, but this is going to be like, wow, you know, I'm putting myself like, I'm imagining my oldest daughter when she's older, looking back like, wow. So this was okay, I was about 8 years old here, you know, like smiling through, you know, wow, I did this. Oh, I didn't realize I was that creative. Or, oh my gosh, like I didn't realize how much I really enjoyed art. But hearing my mom express how much I was, or that was nice to see how me and my mom or my dad, just whatever your situation is. I'm a single mother, so I'm just speaking for my own personal life, but that would be just amazing. Like, it just gets me so excited to think about that. So I did just want to share that with you guys. Just go grab a journal for them. I say make it like decent quality, because if it's gonna last for a long time, you want it to be something nice. Typically, I'm always like, I would recommend like, just go to the dollar store. Make sure it's not the kind of paper where it rips out too easily, because again, like, you want to keep up with this for a long amount of time so then you can pass it on. But have fun with it. I picked up some markers. These markers, I just grabbed them, did not look at the price. Y'all, these markers were $30. look at the price, try to find cheaper markers. So I'm definitely going to be using these up a lot, because when I looked at the receipt, I don't know, like the total did not ring a bell in my head. It did, but I kind of was like, I'm at Target, $30. Okay, we'll see about that. So I think I'm going to get started now. Like, I'm so excited for it. You guys, like for my youngest daughter, and that's the other thing too, is if you have older kids, don't put pressure on yourself to be like just pick up where you're at. Or if you want to make it to where you go back some to as much as you can remember, then make that a project. Okay, you're going to go back to when they're younger and pinpoint as much as you can and fill those gaps in. Don't make this where it's so overwhelming where you're like, oh, but my kids are 14 now, my kids are 12. It's okay. Like, take a deep breath and you just start where they're at. I believe just starting something and making that step forward is all we have to start practicing doing. It's not about trying to catch up, just start and then keep up. Okay, so I'm excited. I feel like one of the first stories with my youngest daughter, who's 3 right now, is I'm about to write about how we just had a really good nighttime routine. And this was about, I say like 3 weeks ago, really good nighttime routine. Our nighttime routine is very, very structured because it just helps us flow. We're getting ready for bed. I'm laying her down and I hear choking. And this little girl decided to swallow a quarter. Okay, that set off and recalibrated our whole entire night. And then, so I'm gonna write about that. This is gonna be fun. It's just gonna be a fun way to connect. I just have so much things to say. I do think that, I know I'm speaking for self. As a single mother, I feel a lot of times the day feels hectic, and I'm just working on slowing it down as much as I can, being as intentional as I can be. And there are a lot of times when I go lay my babies down for bed and I'll just come out the room and I'll just be like, wow, today was an overwhelming day. Or I don't think I paused enough to really listen to my kids and like the stories they had to tell me. So maybe like you can practice writing it out, like, hey baby, I noticed today was a little tough on us. I had to go to work, I had to get us up, we were rushing throughout the morning. I want to apologize for if I wasn't able to be as attentive. I love you, and I'm so excited to hear about all your stories. But the thing is when we write these things, it's good to get it off our chest. And again, like when you know like the end goal is going to be them reading this, I believe it makes it so personal to connect like even further. But I want you, like the ones that are really deep, like when it comes to apologies, I do want you to write it down, but I also want you to make sure that you find time throughout the physical being of life to pause with your kids and look at them and connect. Like put everything away. Make sure there's nothing distracting going on, and look at them and apologize to them. Like if there's any time where you feel like you might have been in the wrong, like allowing our kids the space to know that we are not perfect, that we make mistakes. Allow them to understand, like, wow, I don't know, I just feel like to show vulnerability in a sense of that's gonna change the whole game. A lot of us grew up used to never hearing our parents apologize, never hearing them say sorry, never hearing any of that. It's just because we're a kid, it's our fault. That's not life. Like, I realize like my babies teach me so much. They teach me so much. I do know that like ripping and running and being on burnout, being on fight or flight really takes us away from being able to accept all of them and really receive the energy they have. Like they teach me so much every single day. So I just kind of like went on a tangent, but I just thought this would be a really good idea to share. Get journals. The same way we are learning how to journal for ourselves, journal to your babies, talk to them, let them know what you're proud of, let them know what just pissed you off. Like, let this be how you just let out and let go. And then at some point introduce them to journaling while they're young. So the same self-care and healing habits that we're pouring into ourselves and inducing into our lives, slowly start to incorporate them, so then when they become older and they're on their own, but as they're navigating life as a young woman or a young man, they're like, wow, like mommy used to do this, daddy used to really do this. Like, so we are going to lead, and then we're going to bring them in, right? And then the teachings just flow over. All right, guys, that is all I had to say. If anybody tries this out or gets started, we can just go back and forth. Maybe we can bounce questions off in the comments, like good commenting, like good questions, not even questions, but startup questions, because maybe somebody's like stuck. Where do I start? I have no idea what to say, or that natural roll off doesn't just come. It could just be like, how did you make me feel today? Or I was most proud of you about. Like, you can even have journal prompt questions. It doesn't necessarily have to be like you're talking to them in the sense of like, hey baby, so today is, that's how the style I want to use it. But even if you want to sometimes do journal prompts, like just switch it up, have fun. Maybe you want to draw. Maybe you want to draw their favorite like stuffy that they're into. Maybe they have a favorite stuffy that they're into, and kind of add them in. Like, I don't know, just be creative. There's no like right or wrong. So let it like curate it to what makes sense for you, and just let loose, and let's just continue to work on ourselves and help heal ourselves, and work on our parenting styles and connecting with our kids and being intentional with our kids and loving on them and just being intentional. That's what it's about. Like, that is what it is about. But thank you guys. Especially if you made it this long, if you you connected with that, then just comment down below and like we can talk. I really want to build a community. I think that's what I want to do with this channel. All right, guys.